What would it do for you if you decided to have more fun? I realized something important. Being sad, being depressed, being anxious is a waste of my time. So in 2024, I decided to embrace living my best life. I wanted to have more fun. I was done with bitterness. I was done feeling sorry for myself. I was done working hard just to work hard. Tribe, I am done. And now I'm officially in my Thrive era. And you know what I was thinking about when I wrote this podcast? I thought about who wants to hear about having fun? Like, I'm grown. Isn't fun childish? Or why would I talk about having fun when this podcast is supposed to be about personal development? And before you go ahead and say this doesn't apply to me, I need you to understand something important. Some of you are taking life too seriously, and you're missing the entire point. The confidence that you desire to have is found in the fun that you've been missing. So your life is too valuable to live without living. Because if God didn't withhold his best from you, you shouldn't either. The verse I want to give you today is in Ecclesiastes 8:15. It says, I commend the enjoyment of life because there's nothing better for a person under the sun than to eat, drink, and to be glad. Time flies by when you're having fun. But when you are frustrated, when you're angry, when you're in your feelings, it feels like a season that lasts forever. So I'm saying to you guys, there's nothing better in life, in whatever situation that you have, than to be glad. And your failures, be glad. And your challenges, be glad. And your happiness, be glad. When life changes happen, be glad. Last week, we talked about the significance of confidence and how it allows you to move from fear to flow. So this week is an extension of gaining more confidence. Because ultimately, if you can stay in the realm of confidence, eventually you can transcend to the state of flow. Now, flow is what is really good for you. It's good for your relationships. It's good for your personal development. It's good for productivity, for adventure, and so many more things. Because you take quantum leaps into your highest potential, unlocking levels of your performance and your creativity you felt was impossible to reach at a time. And if you want to experience this in your life, this episode is especially for you. Because you can't step into another year desiring to thrive if you're not doing things that make life worth living. So to move from fear to flow, have fun. Having fun is what I really needed. I realized that I was getting in my own way. I believed that being divorced meant I deserved shame, that I deserved failure, that I deserved unworthiness, and that created anxiety. And when I chose to prioritize my joy, I embraced meaningful experiences, and I found the freedom of truly having fun. And this just didn't impact my personal life. It impacted my business. And maybe I want to say to you, if you're in your career, what I want to tell you is this. When you struggle to loosen up about life in a healthy way, you hold yourself back. And that creates anxiety. But when you focus on having fun, you find confidence and release your gift to the world. So during this episode today, I'm going to ask you to do an audit of your fun. And if you happen to be driving, listening to this episode, make sure you subscribe to my email list and get the PDF to this audit. Go to thecharlesclark.com and click subscribe. Fun. Fun is what is memorable. Fun is moments worth sharing. Fun is not about eating at Christmas and then packing your to-go plate. Fun is not about getting more work done. It's not scrolling through social media. It's not engaging into gossip. There's so much more to do in life than to go through the motions, than to be distracted or to criticize other people. Fun is a state of being in your happy space. It's where playfulness, curiosity, and connection takes over. You see, it's less about watching the clock and it's more about immersing yourself in the experience. It's not about painting perfectly within lines, but it's about embracing your inner amateur. It's about finding the pleasure in being in your complete element, fully alive and thriving. Okay, so let's do this audit on your quality of fun that you're having in your life. Pause this for a moment, and I want you to grab a sheet of paper, and I want you to answer these questions to the best of your ability. 1, being rarely or never. 2, being sometimes. And 3, being often, always. And at the end of this, I want you to add up your points at the end. And so here's the first thing that we're going to do. I'm going to ask you these questions and again, answer it as fast as you can, best as you can. Question one, how often do you intentionally create space for fun in your month? Question two, do you know what activities bring you the most joy and excitement? Question three, how often do you explore fun magnets like local activities that energize you? Question four, how often do you feel playful or curious in your daily life? Question five, how often do you engage in meaningful experiences where time flies by and where you don't want the moment to end? Question six, do you prioritize relationships with people who bring out fun and carefree side of you? Question seven, how often do you allow yourself to be spontaneous and embrace the unexpected? Question eight, how often do you revisit hobbies or childhood activities you used to love? Question nine, do you consciously minimize fun killers like gossip, excessive screen time, or mindless shopping? And the last question is, how often do you infuse fun into your everyday routine, like cooking, working out, and commuting? Okay, so what I want us to do in this moment is I want us to add up the score. If you scored between 10 and 15, it is time to rediscover what fun looks like in your life. If you scored between 16 and 25 points, you are on the right track, but there's a little bit more room for fun. And we're going to talk about how we can do that. If you scored between 26 and 30 points, you are in your thrive era. And I want you to lean into it. And maybe I want you to share this podcast with someone you feel, hey, I want to start having more fun with you. Bringing people along in your journey is what really builds connection. Today, I want to share with you 5 powerful rules to start having fun and make it a priority in your life. The first rule I want to give you, less is more. So in 2023, I decided I didn't need a lot of things in my life to make it feel complete. I didn't know that there was a term for this, but apparently I'm a minimalist and I embraced that idea wholeheartedly. The big desk I had, I got rid of it. The clothes I didn't wear, I got rid of it. The shoes that was collecting dust in the closet, I got rid of it. The 20 plates and 20 knives, I got rid of it. And before y'all come at me, I did donate those things. But removing those things did something really special for me. I've learned that removing more from my life isn't just about decluttering my space. It's about freeing my mind. You see, when you let go of the unnecessary, you make room for joy. Less really is more. The second rule I want to share is buy the thing. We've heard the saying, money can't buy you happiness, but I'm going to just be straight up with you guys. I've been broke the majority of my life, and I can tell you firsthand, coming up on some money is a sure way to make me happy. See, what I've learned is money is like a tool. It can't buy happiness on its own, but in the right hands, it creates a solid foundation for joy. Having cash flow, that's a sign of growth. That's a sign of maturity. So why wouldn't you celebrate that? Why wouldn't you want to experience all the fullness and amazing things that life has to offer? Occasional splurging isn't just about spending, but it's about reminding yourself that you're alive, especially when that investment brings value to your life. So you know what I decided to do? I decided I got plans with my 700,000 Hilton points. I am not just saving anymore just to save. I bought the vinyl record because I love vinyl records. I decided I'm not waiting to be married to build my dream house with a pool in the back because I always wanted a space called home. Sometimes the thing isn't just about buying the thing. It's about giving yourself permission to enjoy life now, not later. The experiences that we have available to us, you don't need to wait for someone or something to happen. Do it now. The third rule that I want to share with you in having more fun is make room. 2024 has really been a great year for me, but my intention was this. My intention was to have more fun. I planned a vacation with my mom. I went to Yellowstone. I did the guys trip in Vegas. I booked a resort in Cancun. I wasn't waiting to find gaps in my calendar to say, hey, it's important now. But I created a window and saw my way through it. Even if a client were to say, hey, we want to book you again for 30K, 50K, my answer is no. I made room. And I feel like sometimes we can be so consumed into working, into making a living. But if life is too short, why don't we plan the fun thing first? Schedule the time off now. Block it off in your calendar. Decide how many vacation days you want to take in 2025. Set clear boundaries around work to protect your peace and your time. Schedule the appointment because that's important too. Handle the task. Prioritize your well-being. Fun doesn't just happen on its own. You have to make room for it. And when you do, it changes everything. Remember, you might not be able to buy the thing today, but you can make room for it later. The fourth rule I want to give you is to stop caring about what people think. Stop caring about what people think. The other day, I realized something. I realized that no one is better than you because you are the only version of you. No one has your dreams. No one has your smile. No one has the unique way that you handle problems. No one has your story. No one has the way that you express yourself. Therefore, no one can be like you. So you might as well be the best version of yourself. There's this quote that I heard and it says, be you, everyone else is taken. The desire that you have to loosen up and have fun, do it. Because no one is thinking about what you're thinking about as much as you think about it. When I took my mom across Spain, we danced in the streets of Barcelona and we didn't care what anybody thought. We wanted to embrace that moment and enjoy that moment because we don't get too many of them. Enjoy yourself and remember that the freedom happens in the fun. It doesn't happen when you're uptight. It doesn't happen when you're trying to fit in or prove yourself. It happens when you have fun. Loosen up. The final rule I want to share with you. Last week, I read this book called The Power of Fun by Catherine Price. And one idea really stuck out to me. Always have something to look forward to. And that's the final rule that I want to share with you today. It got me thinking about the movie Norbit, especially the scene when Norbit sees his childhood crush for the first time in 20 years. So she asked Norbit, hey, Norbit, let's go to dinner on a Tuesday. And the entire time leading up to it, all Norbit could say was Tuesday, 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 Tuesday. And that moment right there, it captures the joy of anticipation. It proves that when you make the smallest plans for your life, it can energize your life. I feel like most of us, we go week by week just to be glad it's over. We say, I'm glad it's hump day. Thank God it's Friday. But what about now? What about creating special moments in your life? Something that you can look forward to. The thing I need you to understand is if you are working without a plan, you are unintentionally creating anxiety and setting yourself up for failure. But when you are planning ahead, especially by including things to look forward to, you are building up the confidence, not to just make it through the week, but to be excited throughout the week. Maybe it's time that you get out of the mindset of I got to and start embracing I get to. I get to be with my family. I get to work out. I get to volunteer my time. I get to take care of my health. I get to learn from my mistakes and grow. The life that you already have can be amazing. You just have to shift from going through the motions to making the moments count. The other thing that you could possibly do is plan out your year. This is the thing I really got excited for this year because I got addicted to having fun. And I started to enjoy it so much, I created a fun calendar. My fun calendar is Project Fun 2025. So each month, I give myself 2 activities to look forward to. And a couple of things I just jotted down that I really wanted to be intentional with this year was family time. I wanted to do that. I wanted to have friend time. I wanted to do parties, dinners, hanging out. I wanted to do hobbies, gardening, planting. I wanted to do trips, giving back to my community. I wanted to volunteer my time. I wanted to do local fun activities, home activities. I wanted to do fun adventures. I wanted to do some growth activities like going to conferences, relaxation like meditation, going to retreats, creative art, pottery, writing, going to theater, outdoor activities. I wanted to intentionally plant seeds for these times, and I blocked it off my calendar. It's already done. And so what this did for me, it made me understand that planning for fun isn't selfish. It's essential. Because when you have something to look forward to, you're not just surviving, but you're truly tapping into the idea of this podcast, Thrive. Fun isn't just about having a good time. It's about reclaiming your life. It's about reclaiming your confidence. It's about finding joy that you once had. When you prioritize having fun, you're not just combating anxiety. You're creating confidence, flow, creativity, and meaningful experiences. The thriving thought of the week I want to share with you today. Whose permission are you waiting for? You give away your time and time again, expecting more. No, not this time. No, not today. No, not this week. But here's the news flash. Nothing is promised. So what would it look like if you gave yourself permission to live? What would it look like if you finally decided, I'm no longer putting off the thing that I want to do? I did the thing that scared me. Plan the trip, take the class, dance in the street. Life is happening right now. So make it count. The affirmation I want to give you today. It's about time I have fun. I'm Charles Clark. I hope you enjoyed today's podcast. I'll see you next week.